China's president warns his country's facing a grave situation as the coronavirus outbreak spreads.
The approaches to Hubei province are like scenes from an apocalyptic movie. Only after a temperature scan can you pass these checkpoints.
Coronavirus, the most watched story on the BBC website today, looks at the effects of the virus on Beijing. Our correspondent Stephen McDonnell and cameraman Ed Lawrence put together this walkthrough.
This is a delivery. The guys at the gate are even hanging on to people's food.
Beijing's underground train system normally has to deal with millions of commuters. Anyone who's been to Beijing and has had a look around the Guomao area of the city would not recognise this intersection. Nobody here.
With no organised mass rally in Hong Kong today, the hardcore took matters into their own hands. As the battle lines were drawn, the police held back. And soon government buildings, including this post office, were being targeted. Mobile mobs roamed while they could.
Well, the inevitable has happened. The police have finally turned up in numbers. The protesters have already left, and this is a game of cat and mouse that's playing out across this part of Hong Kong.
We had a meeting with the Prime Minister where it was a delight to see Steve put our points with exquisite clarity and forthrightness.
Steve was very hard on the Prime Minister.
They weren't impolite, but gosh, they were clear.
It hasn't been fully tested. It hasn't been approved yet, but they came running to get a place in the queue for the vaccine.
It can save you from the COVID-19.
China's wet markets were once thought to be the prime suspect, where the virus was most likely to have jumped from animals to humans.
Well, Hugh, after its initial faltering steps, China eventually hit this virus hard.
About emergency measures banning the wearing of face masks. Well, you need a face mask because the police are firing tear gas.
Well, Clive, it's clear they're meant to put pressure on a group of people in or around government who are the loudest and the most committed.
It's hard to imagine how these differences will be resolved on the street.
Mr. President, have you lost your nerve? Mr. President, did you betray the voters? Did you betray your people, Mr. President? They expected you to declare independence tonight.